we all know it's time for that year to start with foot. You know what? I should raise my camera up because if I sit up straight, anyway, we all know it's football season right now. The greatest sport in the world. Everyone wants, oh, hey, look, all these Europeans want to talk about soccer. In America, we don't give a flying fuck about soccer. We don't care. We don't care about soccer. You're kicking around, or you're kicking a ball with your foot. No one gives a flying fuck. No physical contact, whatever. But anyway, we all know that I bring you the most malicious, validated National Football League picks this internet's ever seen. And we all know my success rate was 98% last year. Which means, coupled with the 96% the year prior, which means that I'm always right. And I'm the greatest procrastinator ever, or procrastinator, whatever. Can't think of the fucking word. Procrastinator, whatever the fuck is that. Whatever. But anyway, let's go. And here we go. First game, which is tomorrow night, by the way. The Denver Broncos. Now, we all know what happened to the Denver Broncos last year in the playoffs. When they got the ball back at home, Peyton Manning was scared to throw the ball downfield because coaching staff didn't trust him. However, the Baltimore Ravens have lost Anquan Boldin. And I believe the Ravens won the Super Bowl last year based strictly on, like the Pittsburgh Steelers in years prior, they were the team to beat that year. Whatever. Ray Lewis, whatever, with the Jesus Christ thing. No weapons, no weapons, no weapons. But anyway, I believe the Baltimore Ravens are substantially weaker this year. And we all know that Super Bowl teams suffer a horrendous Super Bowl hangover. I look at this game right now. I got to be honest with you. The Lions 7.5 Super Bowl champion. Baltimore's going on the road right now. I actually look at this game as the Broncos winning the game 34-13. I think it's a blowout. I don't think the Ravens have a chance this game. So I'm taking the Broncos. At Buffalo, New England Patriots. Giving Buffalo. Oh, by the way, that line is 7.5 in the prior game, which I took Denver to cover. The second game of the week is New England Patriots going to Buffalo, giving the Buffalo Bills 9 points. Buffalo Bills are starting E.J. Manuel, who, and I've seen some publications say that he's the 15th best quarterback in the National Football League, hasn't even played a fucking game yet. Shame on you. The Buffalo Bills right now are going to get humiliated by the New England Patriots. A lot of people are trying to figure out if the New England Patriots are going to be any good this year offensively. We all know that Tom Brady is a beast. I like the Patriots to cover that. Now, I know the Buffalo Bills sometimes post threats to the Patriots. However, you're starting a rookie quarterback right now, and I think the second-string quarterback's an undrafted rookie in case E.J. Manuel gets hurt. Patriots in this game, 31-3. I don't see the Bills scoring. Field goal. Tennessee. Pittsburgh giving the Tennessee Titans. Oh, this is... At Pittsburgh, they're giving the Tennessee Titans 7 points. This may be the only game Pittsburgh wins all year, and they will cover because, I'll be honest with you, Tennessee Titans suck. So I like the Steelers with the 7 points, somewhere around the vicinity of 24 to maybe 10. I don't think Pittsburgh is. I'm going to give us, I'll give my season predictions probably tomorrow, probably the next day, whatever. At New Orleans, giving the Atlanta Falcons 3 points. We all know New Orleans had a rough year last year because their coaching staff was unprecedentedly, unceremoniously suspended by Roger the Witch Goodell. That's going to change this year. I know their defense sucked last year, but I think they hired, I forget the guy's name. I forget who they hired. But they hired a defensive guru to take over. I think I'm remembering. But I look for the Saints to win that game. Plus, I'm not a firm believer in Matthew Ryan. So I think the Falcons are going to take a step backwards. And I think the New Orleans Saints win that game 31-20. New York Jets getting 3.5 points at home against Tampa Bay Bucks and Josh Freeman, who I don't believe is an NFL quarterback, whatever. The New York Jets right now are starting Geno Smith, who's never set foot in the National Football League. It's a little bit different coming from a collegiate team called West Virginia to the National Football League. You're in the Big Apple. If you thought Mark Sanchez could not take the Big Apple coming from USC, then you got another thing coming. Geno Smith is going to crumble like a cheap lawn chair in this game. I like Tampa Bay to rout the Jets at home. 27-6. I don't see the Jets. Geno Smith, and he's just looked horrible in the preseason. Whatever. At Jacksonville, the Kansas City Chiefs are favored by 4 points against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Blaine Gabbert-led Jaguars. I'll be honest with you, should have pulled the trigger on Tim Tebow. Couldn't have been any worse than Blaine Gabbert, even though Tim Tebow's horrible. I don't think Tim Tebow will ever play again. That being said, the Jaguars are getting 4 points at home against Kansas City Chiefs. Starting quarterback Alex Smith Andy Reid, Jamal Charles, who probably won't touch the ball no more than 5 times because Andy Reid don't like to use running back as evidence last year in Philadelphia. However, that being said, I like the Chiefs in this game. 24-10. I'm giving my picks a little longer this year. Chicago, Cincinnati getting 3 points at the Chicago Bears. Now, this is a good matchup. I don't know much about the Bears, but I will tell you this right now. Mark Trestman, who is an offensive-minded beast coach. He was in the Cleveland there back in the 80s with Bernie Kosar. He was been there a long time. He's an offensive genius. Now, he spent the last couple of years wallowing in the Canadian Football League. But Cincinnati is on the rise. Good defense, good offense. However, their Achilles heel is Andy Dalton. I'm not a firm believer in Dalton. And presently, there's no one on the quarterbacks for the Cincinnati Bengals that's as good as Andy Dalton. So I think they'll go as far as Dalton. I don't think they win this game. I think the Bears win this game somewhere like 27-17. Now we're going to go to Miami and Cleveland. Miami is a 1-point underdog against the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns looked like shit the last preseason game. Man, what's his name? Brandon Weed looked like a fucking... He looked terrible. I mean, he just looked terrible. But anyway, that being said, Cleveland Browns were being very vanilla in that preseason game. They didn't want to give up anything for this game coming up right now, this regular season game. Cleveland Browns have a very aggressive attacking defense in this game. I look for the Cleveland Browns to beat the Miami Dolphins. Get this. 31-7. I think this Cleveland Browns defense for real. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, if the Browns don't cover this game, I may never pick them again. But I look for the Browns to really rout the Dolphins. Maybe 31-10 at the best. Seattle, here's a good game. Now, this ain't even a good game. Come on. Carolina's getting 3.5 points at home against Seattle. Now, I always believe that rookie quarterbacks struggle in their second season, which I believe Russell Wilson will. However, that being said, I actually believe they're going to destroy. They'll destroy Carolina. Cam Newton, without Robert Trudzinski, is going to falter. It's going to fold like a cheap lawn chair. It's not going to be as good as it was last year. It's not going to be as good as it was last year. Trust me. Natural caffeine, by the way. Whee! So I believe where am I at? Seattle's going to win that game 28-17. He's going to put 17 points up, but their defense is going to give him 28 points. It's going to be shocking for them to score 17 points on the Seattle Seahawks. I'm fucked up. Anyway. Okay, Minnesota Vikings getting 5.5 at Detroit. We all know about the Detroit Lions, a shitty-ass city, bankrupt city, with an even shittier football team. That being said, I'm not a believer in Christian Ponder, but they're getting 5.5 points. And you give the Minnesota Vikings and Adrian Peterson 5.5 points on the road against a shitty-ass goddamn Detroit Lion team, I'm gonna make history here right now. But I'm taking the Minnesota Vikings to win this game outright against a shitty fucking Detroit Lions team. I just don't believe the Detroit Lions are that good. I'm sorry. They were good a couple years ago offensively, but the addition of Reggie Bush may make them a little better. But their defense is going to be looking like the old days when fucking Chuck Muncie ran for the fucking running back for the Minnesota Vikings. It was Chuck Muncie or Chuck Foreman. Chuck Foreman, Chuck Foreman. I like the Vikings in that game, 28-24. It could go either way, though. I wouldn't be shocked if the Lions win that game, to be honest with you. But I like the Vikings. Okay, Oakland getting 9.5 points at Indianapolis. Now, you know what? Without Bruce Arians, hold on. Without Bruce Arians, Andrew Luck is going to substantially have a drop-off in ability. Now, I still believe he's going to be the best quarterback out of that draft, no doubt. However, Bruce Arians is a mastermind genius. And the Oakland Raiders right now, starting Terrell Pryor, who I think is the best choice for quarterback right now. Because, why does everybody sign Matt Flynn and relegate him the backup? You know why? Because he's not that good. So, I think the Oakland Raiders are going to put points on the board. I do believe that. I believe it's going to be somewhere like 31-21. The Raiders are going to get beat. They won't cover the 9.5 because the Colts could score 35 points, 40 points. Who knows? But I believe Andrew Luck's going to have a good year, but his talent level is going to drop off substantially without Bruce Beast Arians. Arizona getting 4.5 at St. Louis. I'll be honest with you, Carson Palmer and Bruce Arians have match made in heaven. However, I know Arizona didn't look good in the preseason. I've seen the St. Louis Rams in action. Sam Bradford, as I call him, I'm not a believer in him. I like the Arizona Cardinals to go in there and win the game 27-17. I really do. I'm sorry. I'm not a believer in the St. Louis Rams. You know, it's funny. My scores are basically very similar. There's no 35-3s. There's no 38-14, which I should use that and incorporate as my next score. Maybe I will. Green Bay getting 4.5 at San Francisco. Now this looks to be the best game of the week. Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers, great offense. They got Eddie Lacy, another Alabama bus running back, probably going into San Francisco against Colin Kaepernick. And I got news for you right now. Colin Kaepernick, if there's any quarterback in the league right now, this day and age, and I want it's Colin Kaepernick. I believe he's a new wave of NFL quarterbacks. And I believe A.J. Manuel has the ability to be Colin Kaepernick in the future. Maybe, possibly. But anyway, that being said, this is going to be a good game. Green Bay's getting 4.5 points at San Fran. San Fran's got a great defense. The addition of fucking, what's his name? The receiver from Baltimore. You know who I'm talking about. I forget his name, Anquan Bolden, who's used to play in that division with the Cardinals. The addition of Anquan Bolden, which, by the way, the Cardinals were in the NFC East at one time. Whatever. But the addition of Anquan Bolden to the San Francisco 49ers is going to add another viable target for an already plethora of targets for the 49ers, although I believe Crabtree's still out. But that being said, I believe the 49ers are going to take a loss here, and I believe the Packers are going to win this game outright. Somewhere like 42-34. It's going to be a high-scoring game, people. I believe the Green Bay Packers are going to win that game. Here's a game I don't give a fuck about. New York Giants getting 3.5 at Dallas. Why does the fucking National Football League and the TV keep forcing Dallas down our fucking throats? I don't want to see these motherfuckers no more. Tony Romo sucks. That being said, the Giants are getting 3.5 on the road at Dallas. It's a fucking divisional game. They're always tough and tight. I'm not a believer in the Giants, but then again, I'm not a believer in Anthony Romo, and I'm not a believer in Jerry Jones being a general manager, and I'm not a fucking believer in the Dallas Cowboys. I'm liking the Giants with the 4.5 points, or 3.5 points, I'm sorry. I like the Giants to win this game 34-30. Different pick or different score. Here's another game, too. Why are these two teams on? No one cares. Philadelphia getting 3.5 at RFK, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, FedEx Field, Washington. Robert Griffin III, turd as I call him, is going to struggle this year. Chip Kelly's offense is going to be horrendous in the National Football League. All right? Pat Shurmur was Cleveland Browns offensive coordinator. He is now the Philadelphia Eagles offensive coordinator. That tells me to be an alarm. That's an alarm right now. That's an alarm right now. However, I think Robert Griffin III is going to be injured first quarter of this game, and I believe Kirk Cousins is going to come in, and I believe the Redskins will win this game based on the inability for the Philadelphia Eagles offense to sustain any drives in this National Football League, because you're not going to do that, Chip Kelly. There's a reason the Browns didn't want you, because they knew your offense sucked. So I believe the Washington Redskins win this game by Kirk Cousins, 27-6. I don't believe the Eagles score 2 field goals. I don't know if David Akers is still there. I think he's in the 49ers. No, that guy for Cleveland. Whatever the fuck Phil Dawson did. I don't know where David Akers is. I personally don't give a fuck with David Akers. I remember heard he was slipping down the field like, yeah, whatever. You kicked the field goal, you got hurt, you made a tackle. Go on with your life, you fucking nerd. And here's another game. They got 2 Monday night games. San Diego at home getting 4 against the Houston Texans. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? You're giving San Diego at home 4 points. You should give them 8. The Houston Texans, the regular season beast they are, although they're not primetime battle. They always get humiliated on primetime. I like the Houston Texans in this game, in a high-scoring game. But no, wait. I like the Houston Texans in this game to win 38-37. However, that being said, because of the Chargers are getting 4 points, I like the fucking Chargers with the points. I don't see how you could give the San Diego a 4-point underdog without at home against the Houston Texans. We all know what the Texans are like. They fucking get humiliated on the fucking national fucking stage. But anyway, those are the football picks. They're pretty long this year because I'm feeling a little bit fucking... I don't know. I'm feeling a little fucked up. I may give my season predictions rundown of the divisions. What the record's going to be. I may give it. I'm not sure yet. But if I do, it'll be maybe tomorrow or the next day. I'll upload it probably before the game. Whatever. You get the gist. Whatever. That's a video. I might upload it tonight. It's a Wednesday at 10 o'clock at night. And I might upload it.